Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube, Diggy546, and welcome to week 2 of the playoffs. This is week 2 of the playoffs, and I wanted to drop this film session on a guy that I have not dropped a film session on individually yet, and I think he deserves his flowers. Isaiah Hodgins is who I'm doing the film session on, and he has not gotten his flowers so far from the majority of just most people. I mean, they're writing him off as just a guy, but he's playing he's playing a lot better than just a guy. When you look at the tape, he's making plays. He's not being just schemed open. He's also making good plays. So first off, I just wanted to just start this off just by showing just how good of a blocker he is. So I'll jump right into this play right here. I'll jump right into this. And Isaiah Hodgins is your receiver that's all the way at the top of the screen in this sort of bunch formation. And first off, the play call, the design on this play is just magnificent. It's ridiculous. It shows that we actually have some coaches in the building that are giving us an advantage coaching wise on offense. So you see Breida, he's going to go in motion. We've run this motion with Breida 1,000 times, like 1,000 times, and Breida's picked up fourth and shorts. He has, just picked up yards on these little kind of jet sweeps with Breida as your, I guess, jet sweeper. So that part is first off, but just watch the top of your screen. Just watch Isaiah Hodgins matched up on the defensive end. I think this is Danielle Hunter. Watch him matched up on Danielle Hunter, the defensive end, a guy that's like 260, 270, and watch him block him. Watch him. Just block him. That's just, if he doesn't block this defensive end like this, Saquon doesn't get to do this. And I'm going to stop it right here because, for obvious reasons, copyright for highlight plays, you'll get copyrighted. But let me move forward here so you can see this from a different angle. So Hodgins right here. Again, keep an eye on Hodgins. And let's just watch Hodgins engage with the defensive end. And this isn't Hunter. I think he's not on the field this play. But just engage with the defensive end, block him. Just really good work from a wide receiver on the defensive end. If he doesn't win this matchup, literally, Saquon doesn't make this run. It's just that simple. And this route will be a route where, he just didn't get the ball. It happens for every receiver. This isn't me bashing Daniel Jones. It just happens. Sometimes receivers just don't get the ball. All right, so Hodgins is at the bottom of your screen. He's going to run this C route. You can call it a C route. It's a corner route. Some people call it a C route, but Hodgins is going to run this route, and I'll draw it out for you so you all know what to look for. He's going to basically run a route sort of like this, and it's a corner route. He's going to the sideline. It's a corner route, pretty much. So he's going to run this route against cover 2. And this is actually the perfect route for cover 2 for this coverage that the Vikings are playing right here, because Peterson is going to be caught defending the underneath, and he's going to be right open right there. So let's just watch him. Really nice route. Not really challenged at the line at all, but just a nice route to kind of realize where the zone is, because a lot of people think that wide receivers are just running routes out of the playbook. You have to be able to sort of improvise the route depending on the coverage that you see. And he does a good job of not making this route go deeper and cutting this sooner and giving the quarterback a place to throw the ball. DJ decides not to throw it to him, but, he kind of hesitated right there. I think DJ recognizes him right here, and then he starts to, once he didn't throw it right there, he made the good decision to just take off with it. But this, again, is just showing Hodgins getting open, running a nice route, and this is about a 15-yard play. So on this next play, Hodgins just runs another really nice route. This is probably Hodgins' most famous play. If Hodgins doesn't end up being a Giants receiver long term, this is going to be the play that people think about, barring anything he does next week, when they think about Isaiah Hodgins. And he just runs a really nice post route. He's at the top of your screen in the slot. He's just going to run a post. Excuse my art here, but he's running a post here in the middle of the field, and he just runs a nice route. I mean, he's uncontested at the line all of these times. He's lined up on the line of scrimmage, and he's just uncontested. So here, uncontested, Peterson has outside leverage. Patrick Peterson has outside leverage, and he is so scared of this big body receiver. First off, running another corner route, like how he's done so far and gotten open there, or just turn this into a fade. So he's got to defend the outside. He has safety help. He's assuming that the safety is probably shading over, but he's not. And Hodgins just takes advantage of it, puts his foot in the ground, looks at the quarterback, gives him a nice target, clears that linebacker, and it's an easy touchdown. Catches it with his hands. And that's one thing, that's one thing Darius Slayton needs to do, is catch the ball with his hands. But watch Isaiah Hodgins right here. Just catches it cleanly with his hands. Nice route. Nice giving the quarterback a good, a nice target to throw the ball to. Looking at the quarterback, showing him you're open. Easy stuff. So this next play, the defense is in cover 2 again. I don't know why they stayed in cover 2 so long. You would think that cover 2 would help them be able to avoid these short routes being completed, and it didn't. So they stayed in cover 2, and then they stayed getting shredded, or it went to man and they got shredded. But the Vikings defense just isn't good, plain and simple. But Hodgins is back in the slot. He's at the bottom of your screen, the second receiver from the bottom of your screen. You got Bellinger at the bottom of the screen. You got Hodgins above Bellinger. And what Hodgins is going to do is he's going to fire off of the football, acting like he's going to push this deep. He's going to not even that convincing of that he's going to go deep. You just don't know where he's going at this point. You don't know if he's going to cut this inside. You don't know if he's going to cut this outside, which he's run this route 17,000 times this game. I mean, literally, if you were to watch what I've seen on film today, is Hodgins runs this route over and over again. He runs this route over and over again. So the defense is expecting to see that route again. This time Hodgins comes off the ball. He starts to see this kind of jitter right here. I would like to see Hodgins be able to kind of get lower, but I mean, he's a big guy. He's nitpicking stuff. But anyway, you don't know if he's going back to that same route he's run all game, that he's kind of been open on all game. And this way he's on the quarterback's left side. The quarterback is starting from the right hash, but the quarterback is kind of facing him. So he just knows, this cornerback in the slot just knows that this ball is going to Hodgins, going on the outside route. And so much that you see this cornerback on the bottom of the screen, watch. He's going to let Bellinger just pass through, and he's ready to pounce on this out route. But Hodgins turns around and sits. Now, after everything I explained, just watch Hodgins turn around and sit right there. He's like, at this point, I can just sit here. And what's going on here? This is Hodgins. This is Hodgins reading the defense. Remember hearing about Brian Dable and his offense being filled with option routes? Well, this right here is an option route. This is your first option, and then this is your second option. Sitting down right here. Those are your two options. And because he's realizing how the defense is playing, because he's reading what type of coverage it is, he knows exactly what to do, to the point to where he's like, oh, I'm going to make this move again. I'm going to even pretend like I'm going to run a whip route, but I'm just going to turn around. Just going to turn around, find a space in the zone, nice catch. And something that I hate, big body wide receivers and tight ends that they do it. They'll catch this ball here, and excuse my brush tool for continuing to pop up on the screen, but they'll catch this ball here, and then they'll try to run back this way, or they'll try to run back this way. The first down marker is right around here, give or take, right around here. He needs to get a first down. So excuse all the doodling. First down marker is right here, pretty much. So why in heaven's name would you try to run this backwards to try to pick up a yard when you're bigger than these cornerbacks and you can just fall backwards? And that's exactly what Hodgins does. He just falls backwards, makes sure he gets the first down. This is a player that's extremely aware of everything going on around him. And I'm happy for it. I'm really happy for it, because we got receivers making plays above the X's and O's. We got receivers making plays to get open. So this next play he's going to run a similar route, kind of like an out route, but sort of turns into a whip route / out route. Hodgins at the bottom of your screen. Daniel Jones is going to look to get him the ball. The throw's a little bit off. The route he could have given DJ a little bit more space to work with. He could have, but I do think that if this throw is on the money, Hodgins probably scores his second touchdown of the game. So let's watch this in real time. Hodgins is going to come off the ball. I really would like to see him, because he's such a big body. What he's doing actually is kind of pretending that he may start to block while this play action is going on. As soon as that is finished, because here I go. Listen, I'm nitpicking this in real time. He stops right here because this is a play action. So good job by Hodgins right there. I was going to criticize him for starting to make his move too early, but he's doing this because it's a play action, and he's selling that it could be a run play. So he's selling that. As soon as this play is cleared, he turns this into a whip route. A little bit off balance, but right here, the ball kind of sails to, way over here. If DJ is able to put this ball like right here, he might be able to catch this and score. Now, this is a tough throw. Definitely a tough throw by DJ. And, it's just a miss. He was flawless pretty much most of the day, and this was probably one of like 2 missed throws the whole game. But this ball is a little bit too far out. He has to kind of undercut it to try to get this. But again, if he's able to put this right on the goal line or right here, I think Hodgins probably scores right here. And this is a play that I don't think a lot of people realize that could have been made in this game. So this next play, it's impossible for me to know if this is another option route, but either way, it's a really good route by Hodgins. He's going to be at the top of your screen, and he's going to hit Patrick Peterson with a rocker step. And I did not know that he could be this agile in the open field as a route runner. Let's just watch this in real time. He's going to fire off of the ball, and at this point, it looks like he's taking this route deep. It looks like he's going upfield. He's going to, try to challenge this, try to take this route vertical. But he sticks his foot in the ground. Took about 2 or 3 steps to stop, but again, he's a big guy. But he's got space right here. And if this guy obviously isn't DJ's first read on this play. But if it was his first read, he'd get the ball right here. This ball would literally be arriving right there in the hole, and that would be a chunk play. And that's just another nice route that I wanted to point out. Now, this next play definitely is an option route, and this kind of reminds me of the route I think that Victor Cruz ran. The route that Victor Cruz ran against the Jets in 2011. For all my Giants fans that remember that, shout out to you. But this reminds me of the route that Victor Cruz ran. Hodgins is at the bottom of your screen. He's going to run this option route, and he's just going to sit here. Just sit here in the zone. The throw might be a tight window throw right there, but he's just relaxed, moving around, kind of fakes like he's going to try to take this inside behind the linebacker, and then just finds a gap. All of the separation, finds a gap. And look, nice job by DJ to extend the play. Finds the gap there, catches it. You got nothing but green. So again, you got nothing but green grass right here. And Hodgins posted a picture of his ankle, which is severely sprained before this game. I think if his ankle isn't sprained, he probably scores right here. Because look, it's all green grass. The guy is not the fastest guy, but he may score right here. He may score right there if he's a touch faster and if he's a little bit healthier. But just to show you how recognizing where the defense is, recognizing where the coverage is, what the coverage is, and just knowing how to get open in this zone is so valuable, especially when a quarterback is extending plays. This is because without DJ extending this play and without him recognizing that and working to get open, this big chunk play doesn't happen. Like a 30-yard play, huge play, man. All right, so this is probably the play of the game. I talked about that post route, but this is probably the play that people are going to remember the most because Hodgins right here and Daniel Jones, just a beautiful throw and catch on this play. This is showing you that playoff DJ and playoff Giants, they're here. So Hodgins is, again, second from the bottom. He's in the slot, the bottom slot. Second receiver from the bottom of the screen for the Giants. And he's going to run another corner route. Remember I talked about that first corner route? He's going to kind of take this upfield, get the free release. And there's something that's interesting is they don't try to press Hodgins because obviously he's a big, powerful guy, and they didn't really try to press our receivers much at all. And that's something I want to see if the Eagles will try to do to see how we can respond to that. But he's just going to stick his foot in the ground and get to this corner. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I hope when I show you this next angle, I'm able to see him at the top of his route, because this is what makes him his money right here, right at the top of the route. Rocker step. Patrick Peterson says, I'm going to get physical with you. This is a big body. He kind of shakes him off, and he's got separation right there. That's about 7 yards of separation out of that cut. And DJ puts it right on the money going left. Right on the money, feet down. Beautiful catch. Let's watch from another angle. All right, so DJ's taking the snap. He's going to escape to his left. And Hodgins right there is wide open. Like I said, maybe I can see him at the top of his route. There he is. 18 right here. Left corner of your screen. Patrick Peterson is going to try to get physical with him at the top of the route. And he's just going to kind of push him off. And then just to get the feet down right there, this guy is playing like a 4-year vet. Like he's been playing with DJ his whole career. All right, so I'm going to pause this right here where Saquon has got his hands up in the air. Hodgins is catching this ball on the sideline. DJ at the bottom of the screen. I might have this cropped out, but DJ is at the bottom of the screen throwing up his fist with a fist pump. Hodgins is a guy. He's a guy. I wanted to make this video because I think he really deserves more respect. I know a couple of weeks we've just been saying, listen, he's gotten plugged in there. He's just the best of bad players. But Hodgins is really going out there and making a name for himself. I really think he's a good player. I don't see him being Victor Cruz, but I do see him being a really dangerous possession receiver for the Giants. I heard a couple of people say Michael Thomas as a comparison. I don't think that's a bad comparison. I think Michael Thomas is probably a little bit more sudden, probably has a little bit better top end speed. But other than that, I mean, as far as how he works the underneath game, it's very Michael Thomas-esque. So, again, Hodgins, I think he's got to get his credit, man. I think he's definitely going to be back next year. I had a friendly debate with Nate Talks football, and he thinks he has to stay at the X. I think this guy can move around. I think he can move all around to all 3 wide receiver positions. I think he can do it. I think he's a guy that you can even use as like a big slot, definitely. Just a guy that can just kind of hover around and just find openings in these zones. And I think the chemistry with DJ is way too good. The same argument that you have with Darius Slayton. But the chemistry with DJ is just way too good to throw it away. It just is. So I definitely think that he will be back next year. Who knows what the money will be. I mean, of course, it's not going to be anything huge. But I think he'll get him, an actual contract, not a practice squad kind of contract. And I think he'll be here as long as DJ is here. Hopefully DJ's here for a while. I think Hodgins will stay here until, of course, he's not here. But I think we got one. I don't think he's your number 1 receiver, but I do think he's going to be a safety blanket and a great possession receiver for the foreseeable future. But you guys let me know what you think of Isaiah Hodgins. Did you see anything in this video that surprised you? Were you not surprised? Do you want him back next year? Some people have gone as far to say they don't even think we need to draft a wide receiver anymore because we have Hodgins and DJ has that chemistry with Slayton. I kind of don't agree with that, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.